Hello. Greetings from me, Miss Sophia, a virtual assistant to CTM Joseph NG. Your sales and marketing e-coach and e-trainer. It is a great honor to present this chapter on behalf of Mr. NG. Alright. Thanks. Chapter 5. Your sales talk. Quote, to speak and to speak well are two things. A fool may talk, but a wise man speaks. Ben Jonson, a major British poet and playwright in English Renaissance drama. More often than not, the AIDA steps in the sales talk will guarantee to open wide of listening ear. It could be the cornerstone that can build your prospect to be your long-term customer. Period. Don't believe. Just continue reading before it's too late. This is real, gospel, truth. It is no fairy tale. You have to read this chapter fully to convince yourself this kind of sales talk does really work. Honest. Trust me, many a salespeople have never or don't know how to use these steps. They just utter any words that comes out from their mouth, without making a strong impact. This undisputed claim is reinforced from my vast sale experiences with salespeople. Truthfully, over the years in my interactions with sales personnel, both new and old sales professional, proves that this is no false claim. Get my drift? Enough of my long intro. Let's climb the amazing steps or methods of the AIDA sales presentation. It can really hook your prospects to your talk. Step 1. Attention. Get your prospects to focus upon your presentation. Make no mistake, this attention phrase is critical at the start of any sales presentation. It serves the purpose of creating a kind of magnetic pull on the person to whom you are selling to. In other words, it is a sure way to process the prospect's mind to focus on what you are selling. Furthermore, the underlying purpose is to ensure the subsequent stages of selling is well done. In truth, where there are laser focus, peak energies could flow well between sales personnel and the prospect. You ask, how can this be possible? Actually, it does works if we give a lot of sincere promises. Plus, by painting vivid and attractive pictures combined with the salesman's personality would do the trick. Some examples would be the creative use of your voice tone, words and enthusiasm. Agree or not? Up next, step 2. Interest, arousal by the salesperson towards the prospect wants. Believe me, the salesman must at this step drill into the prospect's mind a strong feeling or emotion to long after your product or services. In turn, the would-be customer may be so thrilled that he or she wants to know more and more. With this, we believe his curiosity is piqued. Furthermore, if done well, the would-be buyer is so enthused that he or she wants to be hastened his purchase in minutes or even seconds. The prospect may be so eager to discover the finer details for himself even at this early step of selling. Easy to understand, you bet. In addition to the above, we should also seriously consider the next step, which is Step 3. Desire creation in the prospect to own what you are selling. Put it in other words, this desire may be described as a strong urge created by the sales personnel in the mind of the prospect. The use of the luring images of the product can intensify the desire of the prospect to buy what you are selling. Additionally, the salesperson must lure the would-be buyer of his products or services by its unique features and benefits. In fact, it would be better done if the salesperson uses emotional words to woo the prospect. By the way, it must come to a stage that the prospect indeed demands your quick action on your part to close the sale. Apart from the above, you should give serious thoughts to the next and last important stage. The all-important step of getting the prospect to take action. Step 4. Action required from the prospect with your presentation. By now you would understand the true meaning of the word action. You have heard the saying, action speaks louder than words. This quotation can be paraphrased as words that can compel the prospect to take fast actions. Again, but how do you entice the prospect to take action? You ask. There are so many ways this step can be done. Most super salesperson give creative offers to get the prospect to buy. This could be best done with hidden controls like extra options. Another way is to urge the prospect to act fast on what you offer. It can be cleverly done by telling the prospect there is the element of product scarcity. Words used could imply time limitation of the offer, if any. However, a word of caution must be heeded. You must ensure or instill in the mind of the prospect the attractiveness of the product or service. Only if done well can you expect positive results. Are you with me so far? Having revealed the entire AIDA ways or steps of the sales presentation, there is no better way to end this write-up with a succulent recap. Agree or not? Summary. Let's review the essences of this chapter by restating that attention is phrase number 1. In this step, it is important to remember that your first few words spoken must get the prospect to focus on the product or service you are telling. Next, in phrase 2 of your presentation, you must arouse the interest of the prospect on your product or service. Next, you must also remember the following stage of the AIDA presentation is to create a strong desire for what you are selling. To make the would-be customer to eagerly want the product you are selling. The last and final step is to call to action on the part of the prospect. This could mean getting the prospect to sign the order or pay a deposit. Now that we have highlighted the 4 key stages of the AIDA concept, it's time to conclude with a big bang. So, to speak, conclusion, believe me, there is no better ways to wrap up this message with these few sentences. Agree or not? As mentioned earlier, the first stage of an excellent and complete sales presentation must be guided by the AIDA concept. When practiced faithfully, it would lay a firm groundwork to a happy sale on the part of the prospect and yourself. May I leave a lasting impression with these few words of the Chinese sage Confucius: the journey of 1,000 miles begin with the first step. And may I add that the first step of an effective sales presentation should embrace the AIDA concept. With this few sentences, I end this chapter in hope that this principle, concept, or steps will be etched deeply in your mind and subsequently acted upon. Yes. Thanks for reading this chapter up to these last few words. P.S. As a reward for reading up to this paragraph, here is a video clip for you to watch at YouTube link web links. Please now click it. Alright. Thanks. End of chapter 5. Before leaving you, Sophia may wish you every success in your selling profession. Yes.